I told you super glue wouldn't make our Halloween costumes more realistic.
Shut it!
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Recap Review. Today we are going to be starting off 2005, Bionicle's very own Year of the Attack of the Clones, with the smallest sets. As per usual, 2005's very own Matoran style sets, the Rahaga. Okay, the combination of Toahaga, their prior selves in the story, and Rakshi, which is represented very well by their heads. So, from left to right, we have for set number 4868 Gaki, 4879 Iruni, 4877 Norik, 4878 Bumanga, 4870 Kualis, and 4869 Pooks. All the sets contain approximately 28 pieces, and at time of release were about $4. So as you can see, these are typical Matoran size sets for the year. They aren't Matoran, however, they are not, well, they're kind of our Matoran size sets, as well as being our Turaga figures for the year, as you can see by the staffs. Anyway, let's get started in the review. Starting off, as per usual, with the pros. Pros will definitely consist of a consistent team look. Granted, they are all the exact same set, henceforth all of them containing 28 pieces exactly, approximately. But they do have a nice team cohesion, which is nice to see. This is also accented by the fact all of their hands are black hands, representing gloves, because story-wise, these guys catch Rahi that have broken out throughout Metro Nui during the year of 2005. Another pro would probably have to be points of articulation, because they do have some. They can move their arms, and they can move their legs, as well as their feet. Another pro would be neck articulation as well. That's good. Some recolors for the year. We're getting pretty much a good majority of the Rakshi heads in darker color, which is nice to see. And finally, their launcher, this year's launcher. As we can see here, all these sets come with a ripcord. And the launcher for the year, we're going to practice this with Bumanga. The launcher of the year is a Rotuka spinner, aka this backpack contraption right here. Take this ripcord, put it in. The Rotuka spinner, once you pull the ripcord, will absolutely do nothing. Alright, let's try this out with another one. Gaki, because I don't want to lose any of the colored Rotuka spinners. Alright, insert the ripcord, pull, and there you have it. On the majority of the sets with the Rotuka spinners, you can see on the side they have a code. It's not very visible right now, but we'll get into the code and what they represent at another time, aka at the end of the review season. So let's get into the cons, because unfortunately these guys do have a very plentiful amount. Cons will definitely be a lack of articulation. This leads to reduced playability. As you can see, the joints, being here and here, do not allow for a lot of articulation, actually just in the legs. The legs, being like this, cannot move very well in a forward motion. Backwards, yes, but not forward. Granted, I have seen some illustrations be like this, some like this. However, to my knowledge, in the instruction booklet, they're supposed to be like this, aka normal humanoid figures. So that is definitely a con. Another con would be the breaking of each and every single one of their color schemes. They all hold a consistent color scheme, being a primary color and a secondary color of gray. However, it is broken very violently by orange. Now, a lot of people would say, well, this could be an accent color, because look at their eyes. The eyes are orange. Yeah, that could be the case. Unfortunately, all their torsos are orange. Not to mention, another con, their gappy torsos. So, I'd like to peg that as a con. At least I know some people would. People may say that a con would be the lack of colored Rotuka spinners for Bumanga and Gaaki, being that they are the standard silver color as opposed to all the others, which have unique colored Rotuka. Another con, some might say, would be the reuse of parts. These are what many would call part bin sets, aka you can go into any standard parts bin and basically build a Rahaga. At least nowadays you can. They do not have a lot of new pieces besides the Rotuka spinner. They do have a creative build, but not one that's really riveting, really something really new. So unfortunately, there's not much to them, aside the new recolors and the Rotuka spinners. Another con, as we just found out, and this is very situational, case-by-case basis, would be the occasional perchance to be unable to use the Rotuka spinner with the ripcord. Now this may be due to dust on the launching assembly here and inside here. Speaking of Rotuka spinner, another con would be the inability to kind of hold it down, at least on these guys. So if you like fooling around, playing with it, they fall off really easily. There's nothing holding them in place. All in all, if you're looking for something that's just kind of a fun little small set to have from 2005, sure, you could pick one up, but I'd personally say there are things that are better than them. They have a very strong lack of posability in some areas, look very awkward. Now, while they're important in the story, being the mentors to the Tohardika, set-wise, you could get away with skipping the majority of them. One or two, pick them up, that's fine. But I wouldn't give these guys a lot of props. All in all, there you have it, the Rahaga. And we have officially started the 2005 recap reviews. Join me next week when I go over the Toa Hordika. That's going to be interesting. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please let me know. If there's anything that I may have forgotten, missed, or messed up on, also let me know about that as well. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.